Okay. Okay. Is my mic on? Hello, hello. Okay, yeah, we're on. We're on. What's happening, people? How you living? How you feeling? Hopefully you are having a fantastic day. Okay. Can we hear me? We can hear me. All right. What's up, people? Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day and you are ready for another stream. Another chance to hang out. Another chance to talk Dynasty football. Another chance to hopefully improve some of your Dynasty teams. So I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. And let's get this thing popping. But I see you, Chief. What's up? What's up, Trax? Chase says 28. You love it. What's up, Jordan? Welcome in, man. Good to have you guys here with me on the stream. But in today's stream, we are going to be reviewing Dynasty teams from people who are supporters of the channel. So if you are curious how you can get your team reviewed, it's very simple. It's just a two-step process, okay? Step one is to use the promo code LAND. I'll put a direct link in the chat for you guys. And step two is to become a Mother Flocker member. So if you do those two things, you will be eligible for a Dynasty team review. Now, if you have if you opt for the free trial, if you don't click instant access, you have to wait for your free trial to end. So keep that in mind when you sign up. But when you sign up, you are getting a lot more than just the Dynasty team review. Of course, you're supporting us, but you're also getting our 2024 rookie report, premium trade calculator that we offer on the website, unlimited access to that. You can use our rankings while you use that trade calculator if you like. You get a personalized DM to us. You get to be a part of our Dynasty trade show, and you unlock our entire Discord, as well as, obviously supporting us in our quest to do this, full time for our family, if you will. But yeah, like I said, rankings, trade calculator. Soon the My Teams feature is going to be available to every Mother Flocker member. I mean, actually, it's already available to anyone who's a Mother Flocker member. But it's just in beta mode. So we're working out all the kinks. We want it to be absolutely great before we unleash it for people to submit their teams. But eventually, you'll be able to submit your teams to us via the My Teams feature on the site. But I appreciate you. Hit the like button as you join. Again, if you want your Dynasty team to be reviewed, become a Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND. But I see on the chat, Jacob says, do you think people are underestimating Worthy because of his 40 time? I think anyone who can critically think isn't. But I also think that we shouldn't be declaring Xavier Worthy the wide receiver 4 in the class like a lot of people were because he ran the fastest 40 ever. So there has to be a mid somewhere in between there. There has to be a mid happy medium there, right? You got people who after the combine were like, no, dude, he's going top 10. He is the wide receiver 4 in the class. That's ridiculous, okay? And then there's other people who used that and said, well, John Ross wasn't good. Okay. They're different players, all right? So have to find a happy medium. You shouldn't be in on Xavier Worthy because of his 40 time. You shouldn't be out on Xavier Worthy because of his 40 time. Neither of those make sense, right? But I appreciate y'all. Jordan's here. Trax says a lot of people think he won't be good because everyone that really ran fast at the 40 time hasn't been good. But yeah, that's just, again, you're not critically thinking if that's your opinion. Not saying, obviously, this isn't Trax's opinion. He's saying other people are. But to me, there's no critical thinking there at all. What's up, Rowan? Welcome in. What's up, Jay Ganja? Philly Snipes is in the building. We appreciate y'all. Do me a favor, hit that like button. But we are reviewing Dynasty teams tonight. And the first Dynasty team, by the way, I keep saying this. We've said this. I mean, this person, we've been waiting to review their team for a while. They submitted this on the 1st of April. And I've tagged them 4 or 5 times to try and get their attention. We just need some information from you. Otherwise, we could review your team. Same for MV RCO. I've tagged you a couple times. Hey, if you guys end up watching this stream later on, just check your DMs, check your friend requests, and we'll be able to look at your teams next. But the first team today is LB Jorge. I'm pretty sure that's Jorge. 6. So big shout out to you, my friend. We are going to be looking at your Dynasty team today and hopefully giving you some direction on what is the best steps moving forward for your Dynasty team. All right, he says, hey, Badaki and Zach, I've watched basically all the videos from the Flock Fantasy members over the last few years. Love to see that. He says, I became a Flock Fantasy member yesterday for the first time. I joined a Dynasty Football League in 2022 and have been hooked ever since. Once you start Dynasty, it's hard to go back to anything else. We all know that. So I'm glad you feel that way. He says, anyways, I would love your guys' help and opinion on what I should be doing going into this 2024 draft. I started the rebuild process mid-2022 after realizing I drafted my startup team with a redraft build. This year, I'm looking to take a good step back to competing. I have the 101, 102, 103, 107, 108, 110, 111, and 201 along with a bunch of late picks. Made a few trades to consolidate some picks. Traded the 107 and the 110 to get the 104 and the 202. Okay, I don't mind that overall. Also made a trade to get T. Higgins and a future 25 first for the 108, 201, and 301. Curious what other moves I should be trying to get done with the capital I have. Name Royalton Red Dogs. SuperFlex start 9, 0.5 PPR, 4-point passing touchdown. I love the value I have with picks 1 to 4, but no, I shouldn't risk it and take all rookies with the picks. Thanks for any help. You know, in most drafts that would be true. In this draft, I actually don't mind going straight pick in the top 4 if that's what you have. But you said it's a start 9. So if it's a start 9 super flex, I'm assuming we're looking something like 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, probably 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2, 4, 6, and 2 flex spots. So not actually that big of a roster. If I'm getting that right, that's what I imagine your your starting roster is. 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. Start 9 super flex, half PPR, 4-point passing touchdown. And I don't think we have your team name. We do. Sorry, Royalton Red Dogs. That's right, the Royalton Red Dogs. Currently, Keep Trade Cut has you ranked 2nd overall. And that is obviously heavily weighted because of the draft picks that you have there. So keep that in mind. Your draft picks are heavily weighting your team because clearly Daniel Jones is your only quarterback in a Superflex league is not the reason why you are ranked 97 out of 100. You got a team up here with a pretty good roster all around that you're going to be competing with for years to come. 3 good quarterbacks. Levis is a wild card. Really good running back room. Great wide receiver. Well, it's top heavy at the wide receivers. And then he's got Kyle Pitts. But let's have a look at your squad. Talk about some moves that we can make. Again, we have the 101 all the way to the 104. And we will talk about what we can do with those picks. But Daniel Jones at quarterback. That means at minimum, I want to add 2 quarterbacks either with the draft picks or via trade. At minimum, I want 2 more quarterbacks on this team. Daniel Jones cannot be a quarterback 2 for you. At most, he needs to be a quarterback 3. In most scenarios, though, I actually like him as a quarterback 4 rather than a quarterback 3. At running back, we don't really have anything of note outside of Kendre Miller. I do love Kendre Miller. He's one of my favorite buys in Dynasty right now. I think he is just waiting to be completely, unleashed in 2024. I do feel like 2024 is his year, if you will. Chase Brown was a fun idea, but with the addition of Zach Moss, it's just a little more cloudy. So you don't have much there at the wide receiver, at the running back spot. Sorry, a wide receiver. We've got a good little core here for the team that we are. Higgins, Reed, Deontay Johnson, Dotson, Wicks, Samuel, and Burks are kind of these wild cards that we probably won't rely on, but it would be fun if they turned into something. And then you've got Trey McBride at tight end. This is not a tight end premium, but you are good to go for a decade probably at tight end. So that should feel really, really good. And we've got a ton of draft capital. We've got Melbourne Marsupials 2025 first round pick. He's team 6. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is a league of Australians. If we're using the name Melbourne, I'm going to assume this is a Australian league. I could be wrong, though. Maybe I'm wrong, because there is Wisconsin in there. Anyway, ton of draft capital. So let's talk about how we can improve this team with a couple different scenarios here. Scenario one is always going to be stick and pick. So if you were to stick and pick, how would I go about it? Well, we can talk through that here on today's stream. Let's get rid of all the picks that aren't going to contribute to this year. I like that you're picking up extra capital for future drafts as well. I really think that's a smart idea from you. So again, we got the 101, the 102, the 103, the 104, 111, the 202, a third and a fourth round pick. So this is stick and pick scenario number one. Definitely a Caleb Williams team. Definitely a Marvin Harrison Jr. team. Definitely a Daniels May team. And at the 104, you could also go Malik Neighbors if you wanted to. I mean, you got a chance to really round out this roster just with those first four picks. With those first four picks alone, Daniel Jones becomes our quarterback 3. T. Higgins becomes our wide receiver 3. Just like that, in the snap of a finger. Very, very quickly, your entire team completely changes, right? So that is not a bad way to go about it. At the 111, you're kind of in the range of, I guess that's like McConkey worthy range. Of course, the NFL draft is going to give us clarity on exactly what ADP will look like, but that's your McConkey, your Mitchell, your Worthy, your Benson, and your Brooks range. And that's probably the same exact range at the 202, which is great because let's say you ended up, hypothetically, right? Trey Benson goes to the Cowboys in round 2. You could justify taking him at the 111. Let's say Jonathan Brooks goes to the Chargers in round 3. We saw that in a mock draft yesterday. Well, all of a sudden, just from your 5 picks here in round 2, or sorry, in rounds 1 to 2, your team has completely changed and has rounded out really well. Jones is your quarterback 3. Caleb and Mayor Daniels is your quarterback 2. You've got Kendre Miller now as your RB3 behind Benson and Brooks. You've got T. Higgins as your wide receiver 3 behind Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Jaden Reed as your wide receiver 4. So let's throw out this hypothetical world, right? In a hypothetical world, I'll put it here on the screen for you to see if you were to stick and pick, because I know you mentioned I don't want to keep all these players, but in a start 9, this isn't a terrible idea. Benson, you probably go Benson as your starting running back, assuming he goes to the Cowboys round 2, if that's the world that we're living in, and then Miller or Brooks, depending on when he gets healthy. At wide receiver, we can start 2 wide receivers, and then we can flex 2 more. So that's Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors. At tight end, we've already got McBride. And then at our flex spot, we've got Higgins and Reed. I mean, that is your hypothetical world if you were to only go and fix this team in the NFL draft. And that's a very, very good recipe there. It's a good class. And it's absolutely a class that you can bet on, in my opinion. Landon, what's up, man? You just joined the rookies. Sorry, my dog's going crazy, but thank you for joining the membership here on YouTube. I appreciate you, my man. Your goat there is going to grow over time as you're a member. But he says, hey, Zach, you're reviewing my team right now. I've been offered the 106 on Ayuk for the 103 Dotson and the 310. Yeah, it's interesting. You do have a smaller starting lineup. I think we could counter that, though. So you've been offered the 103 You've been offered the 106 plus Ayuk, and you would have to send the 103 plus Dotson plus the 310. Yeah, exactly where my mind was going. If you can make it the 104, then I would do that deal. Because at the 103, you're going to get your choice of quarterback 2 on your roster. Whereas with, you know, let's play that world out if you do make that trade. Which is trade back, right? So in this world, you would no longer have the 104. Instead, you'd have the 106, but you would also have Brandon Ayuk. So here at the 106, I mean, we could go Rome Odunze if we wanted to, and we would have Ayuk. So that works out really, really well. So look, get this deal done if you can, right? The 106 plus Ayuk, I'll send you the 104 plus Dotson. If that is something that you can get done, I like it. Get that done in a heartbeat. You'll still be left with a Odunze at worst at the 106. And the draft might go differently. You might be able to get a Drake May at the 106 as well. So if that's possible, definitely go out and do that, because still you're answering most of the questions that you need help at. And here's the beauty of a deal like that, okay? If you were to get the 106 and Ayuk, you now have a surplus technically. You're in a league where you can start 4 wide receivers, right? And after this, you will have Marvin Harrison Jr. You will have Rome Odunze. You will have Brandon Ayuk. You will have T. Higgins. You'll still have Jaden Reed. Who else do you have on your team? Deontay Johnson. Right? And then, you know, plus the other guys. So this is going to give us a little bit of flexibility. I mean, if we want to, I mean, could we turn Ayuk into a star running back? You know, what about T. Higgins? Can we get a running back we love for Jaden Reed? You know, you're starting to build out your roster that way. That could make a lot of sense. But I think at the end of the day, you going from the 104 to the 106 is going to maximize the value on your team. And you don't have to make these deals right now, but eventually you'll be able to build out the most complete team possible by making a move like that. So I really like that. You know, we did talk about the scenarios of trading back, but to be honest, you've already brought me a really good trade back deal. I would pursue that. And the reason I say that is because normally we would, if you had the 101, we'd say, okay, can we trade back to the 104 and still get crazy value? But in this world, you already have all the picks that we would want to trade back to. Do you know what I mean? But I think we could go even look at like a Malik Neighbors here. The 104. Can we trade back to the 105 here? Maybe not, but let's see what the 105 has here in your league. Let's see who has the 105. Was that Team 1? I think that was Team 1. So yeah, that might be difficult with Team 1. But something that's always simple is, all right, give me your 25 first. I'll give you the 104 plus my 25 second. Right? That's the kind of deal that any of us would take in a heartbeat, I think. But how about the 104 for the 105 plus, he says the 105 is content with any of the top 3 quarterbacks. What if you told him, hey, bud, quarterbacks might be gone by then. Sorry. You know, you got to play that with your hand. Yeah, dude, I'm going to get Caleb Williams and Drake May, but I don't feel good about Daniel Jones as a quarterback 3. So I'm just telling you, there's a good chance if Drake, like, play this out in your mind, right? Let me ask you, Landon. If Drake May is a Viking, Jaden Daniels is a Commander, and Caleb Williams is a Bear, you're not going to take all 3 of those guys? I don't know, bro. I think if I was in your situation, I'd take all three of those guys. I'd be happy at the 106, that deal that you're going to get. And then you'll still have a wide receiver room of, in that world where you keep the 104, right? This world here. In this world, you keep the 104, right? You'll still get Caleb, but you'll also get Marvin, Daniels, and May, right? So if we think that one out, you've got now Daniel Jones is your quarterback 4. You've got Caleb, Daniels, May. You've got Marvin Harrison Jr. If you get the Ayuk deal done, you still got Marvin, Ayuk, Higgins is still your wide receiver 3 in that scenario. So, I mean, you can be honest with him. Like, hey, dude, there's a very real scenario where I take 3 quarterbacks. So that is definitely, something that you can be honest with him, because you're sitting here in the chat also saying, yeah, he would take all 3. You're saying if the Vikings move up, you're taking all 3. So you can be honest with them and say, yeah, well, there might not be a quarterback there, bud. There might not be one for you to take. So I almost wonder if we can, another deal that would make a ton of sense. Some people are shaky on Etienne and Walker right now. I wonder if you can do Etienne or Walker. I prefer Etienne myself. And I'll give you the 104 plus the 111. You got the 111, right? Yeah, that would be a perfect deal for this team. I wonder what Keep Trade Cut would say about this. And I'll say my blanket statement every time we use their calculator. We think it's awful. We think Keep Trade Cut's calculator is awful. But we're well aware that it is the most widely used calculator in the entire industry. So what we want to do is take advantage of the calculator. More than 50% of Dynasty Leagues, the people, when you send them a Dynasty trade, are going to Keep Trade Cut. They're putting it in, and they're seeing if it's an even trade. Okay? So this is beautiful. If you can get something like that done, that's a no-brainer in my opinion. I prefer Etienne, but I would completely settle for Etienne or Walker. That is a perfect deal for you, because then Etienne or Walker becomes your RB1. Kendre's more of like a let's see what happens, and then you can still use one of these wide receivers if you wanted to round out your running back room. You don't even have to. You can wait till in season, see what Kendre's worth, and then maybe in season you can go buy the next Alvin Kamara for a 3rd round pick. James Conner for a 3rd round pick if he's producing. Go get Raheem Mostert for a 4th in season. You know what I mean? So it's just going to give you a lot of flexibility. Maybe you draft Brooks at the 202, and then back half of the year he's a league winner. So that is honestly my favorite deal that we've talked about on stream so far. Tracks, I don't know. What I would say is I do think that Kenneth Walker is the most talented player in that backfield. I think that was pretty obvious to us last year. But, of course, Charbonnet could get more involved with a new coaching staff. But it's a tough one. It's a tough one to balance if you own Ken Walker. But in this deal where you're still getting great value and you're trading back, I really love it. You're essentially getting Ken Walker or Etienne for the 111, right? And you're still staying in that top 5. That would be absolutely awesome. But I personally don't have a strong desire not to make these picks. I know you mentioned I don't need to make all these picks. I think you almost need all these picks because of how weak your roster is at quarterback. Like, you could afford to add 3 top 5 quarterbacks in a rookie draft to a roster like this. And then in season, if they're all popping off, or if one is, and there's an A-rich situation where Jaden Daniels goes down with an injury, but Drake May's popping off, you could totally move Drake May and compete for the next year. You've got so much flexibility with this roster. It's so young across the board. You're in a very, very favorable position right now within your league. But let's play the scenario, and I will say, this is my least favorite scenario because I really love this class. Essentially, trade away every pick. Not every pick. Let's not go crazy, but let's just talk. Let's just look at those first round picks. If we were to trade them, what would we be expecting in return? I don't think on the trade finder we can actually look specifically for the 101. No, I don't think it's going to let us do that. But let me see something real quick. I want to see if we can find trades for the 101 that have happened recently. And I'll show you some kind of deals that we could be looking for. Essentially, the only time we really want to trade away the 101 is if we're getting an absolute haul in return. Do you know what I mean? So let's try and see if there are some trades out there like that. So these are all real trades that have happened for the 101. Yeah, this isn't enough, I don't think. Whoever sold the 101. What the hell is this person even doing? That's insane. Some of these people are getting robbed. This is SuperFlex, right? Yeah. Wow. Wow, someone got the 101 and the 102 for Stroud. I sold Stroud yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw that on my Twitter. It got quite the response. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people hated it. You can have a look at the comment section yourself if you like. I put a link in the chat. But some very interesting people who are telling me I'm taking on a ton of risk. Even though Kyler Murray has averaged over 20 points per game in his first 5 years. Bit silly. Anyway, at the end of the day, if you're trading the 101, you want to haul. Otherwise, stick and pick. You know, keep Caleb Williams. When I'm talking a haul, I'm saying like your Herberts, Burrows, Loves, Herbert, Burrow, Love, you know, Kyler plus picks or players, right? That's the kind of package. Really, that's the kind of package you're looking for at all these picks. Well, the 101 and the 102. The 103 and the 104 I would hold because they're not going to give you the same value as the 101 and the 102. In a lot of people's minds in the industry right now, there's a gap between the 102 and the 103 with Marvin and Neighbors and the quarterbacks. I don't feel that way personally. But it is a very common sentiment is what I would say. But if you're moving the 104, let's say you wanted to keep the top three, I still think that Ayuk deal is the best deal that you could get done. That would be my ideal move. But if you were to move the 104, let's look at some teams that could make sense. Like Amon-Ra would be absolutely awesome. This guy's team is pretty bad. I wonder if we could go 104. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll give you Dotson. Like, that is probably an option. And your starting lineups aren't actually that big. Do you know what I mean? Let's see. What would Keep Trade Cut say about that? So they say you're pretty close in that ball range, or in that range. You're in the ball game is what I'm trying to say. So that's an option, but like I said, I still think I'd rather stick at the 104 right now. If I am going to the 104, I want a range of those wide receivers or those quarterbacks. I want to get into a Puka and a Amon-Ra range. I don't even think I want Garrett Wilson. I would rather have the 104 over Garrett Wilson. At running back, the only running backs I would consider trading the 104 for would be the top three. Your Bijan, your Gibbs, and your Breeses. There's not another running back I would trade the 104 for. So if you're going to go that way, it has to be a Bijan, a Brees, or a Gibbs. Otherwise, I'm holding. Because, yeah, it's tough to imagine right now, but you're telling me Drake May's a Viking, Daniels is a Commander in a startup draft. Those guys aren't going at or before these names. they're probably going before a lot of these names. Think about it. Anthony Richardson last year, top 5 pick to the Colts, was going ahead of most running backs, right? A lot of people had him consensus 101. Landon says, I hear you. The guy with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Garrett, and Jamar probably will not trade any of them. He is one of my closest buddies. So that makes sense. Yeah, so to me, I think you're going to have a tough time moving these picks for things that you love. Always remain open to a deal, but don't feel like you have to force it. This is a very good class. And we've been doing this a long time. Like, I wouldn't... Look, we cannot guarantee anything. There's not a single year that you can guarantee anything. However, I haven't felt this good about a draft class since 2021. And I might, since 2021. That was the Chase, Pitts, Waddle, Smith, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Etienne, Najee class. So keep that in mind. But I was about to say exactly what Casey was saying here. If you can, anytime you can get any first for these late picks, you take that lottery ticket. So if anyone out there, it might even just be in your draft, you take that lottery ticket and you run. Waka says, Landon, no, don't send the 110. What? I'm missing that comment. What comment did he talk about the 110 there? I might be missing some comments in this YouTube chat. I'm not seeing him talk about the 110. Anyway. Dude, you're in a great spot. You're in a very, very favorable position right now within your league. I'll tell you my favorite scenario here. My favorite scenario is probably scenario 2, the Ayuk deal. Because in this world, you get Caleb Williams and Daniel Zormay as your quarterback 1-2. Then you have Daniel Jones as your quarterback 3. That feels a lot better. At running back, we get Benson and Brooks. Maybe it's a wide receiver, but that feels good. Kendra being our RB3 between those names. At wide receiver, T. Higgins becomes our wide receiver 4 in the snap of a finger. Marvin, Adunze, Ayuk, Higgins. You can only start 4 wide receivers in your league anyway. That makes Higgins movable. That makes Ayuk movable. That makes Jaden Reed movable. We can move one of those names. We don't even have to, by the way. We can rock into the season with that strong of a wide receiver room and stay and see what happens with our team. But if we wanted to go out and, you know, upgrade at running back, we could certainly go out and do that. You know, another thing that I would just say is I'm not opposed to moving the one, like, let's say you do go this route straight up for the first 4 picks that you have. I'm not opposed to moving the 111 for a running back either. And I think I would be willing to package, like, I want to get in the range of like a Saquon. Kyron's probably too high. People are a little higher on Kyron, but like a Saquon, a Jacobs, an Achane. Jacobs, Achane. Some of that might not be possible. But let's look at those owners. I wonder if there's like a trade back situation with our picks that we can wiggle our way into. I think Achane's my favorite of those names for you. That's team 1. Yeah, so that might be tough. We already talked about that Etienne Walker deal. So how about like a Saquon here? I don't really want to pivot to Pacheco. Not White. We don't want White. Jacobs. Pennsylvania Blue Balls. Jacobs is his running back 3, and he's got 4 that he could start. Surely this guy is open to a conversation. I mean, quite simply, if I can send the 111 straight up for Jacobs, we'll take that and we'll run. But there might be a scenario where you need to send a little bit more to get that over the line. What kind of second round picks does he doesn't have any second round picks, so that's tough. But even like your 310 could be a starting point for you. Again, just getting you a little more flexibility with your lineup, because to me, I don't actually mind. I don't actually mind going out and grabbing a Jacobs and trying to compete this year. Landon says, how do you feel about the Ayuk trade with the 103? He seems set on that right now. I should be fine with it, honestly, because I constantly preach that the 103 and the 104 are just as valuable as each other. So let me see who this owner is. Who has Ayuk in this league? Why am I not fine with that? I should be fine with it. I'm just having this internal struggle. It's team 9. So clearly, why does he want to move up to the 103 though? He wants to get in he wants a quarterback, I guess. You know what you could do here is, could you find your way into that 206 as well? Say, okay, bro, if you want to get the 103, I'll give you the 103 in Dotson, and I'll give you the 103 in Dotson. This is frustrating me. How can we get that 206 there? Might be too greedy there. Might be too greedy. Got the 310. We don't really have a late second there to try and do a pick swap. Honestly, that's not a bad deal. Wants a top 2 quarterback, Landon says. Well, it sounds like he's very active in, like, responding to you. Have you tried sending him, like, the 407 as well? Have you tried this yet? Hey, man, I really want to get a deal done, but I feel pretty strongly about that. He says he can get the 103 done right now. Man, really, I honestly shouldn't have a problem with this because of how much I preached, how much the 104 and the 103 are similar. Yeah, let's counter with that then. If we're going to do the 103, take away the 310. Say, all right, if it has to be, this is the verbiage I would use. If it has to be the 103, I'll take away that 310, meet me in the middle. You know? And if he's good with that, we're good with that. I wonder, let me put your settings here in the trade calculator. Remind me, you're half PPR? Half PPR. SuperFlex, we're 12-man. We're starting 9, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're starting 9. I received the 106. I received Brandon Ayuk. And we'll use my rankings for this to see how I differ from the community, if at all. So for me, I'm saying you're winning, but slightly. You can see why there's a dilemma, because it's close. What does the community think, though? Community thinks the same. Expert consensus thinks the same. So we're all on board, like, with the idea of this deal. But yeah, Landon, if you can remove that 3rd round pick, and at worst say, all right, remove the 3rd, meet me in the middle, dude, let's get this deal done. If he's like, no, I need the pick, say, okay, take the 407. Come on, you have to meet me in the middle, right? So let's try and get that done. Because still, we're gonna have our choice of May, Daniels, Neighbors there anyway. It just depends on what quarterback he takes. And if Drake May goes to the Vikings, you have to be okay with the potential that you might not be able to draft Drake May if that happens. But you got a ton of flexibility here, man. A ton of flexibility. And I would not feel a need, because I know you mentioned it in your review, I shouldn't risk it all and take rookies with my picks. You've got premium picks, though. You know, it's not like we've got the 101 and then the 110, 111, 112. No, you've got premium picks. And it's also a good time to remember that sometimes you don't hit, but even last year, you know, the most valuable player was the 104, 105. That was CJ Stroud. So it's still good to get as many shots at that lottery ticket as you can get. But Landon, let me know if there's something I didn't cover, man. I would absolutely say this is a competing team, depending on how the NFL draft goes. But again, if I can trade the 101 and net, you know, a Herbert plus something, I would do it. A Burrow plus something, a Love, and a pick swap where I get someone's 25 first and they get my 25 second, I would do it. The 101 for Kyler and London, for example, because I would say I did something similar recently, but it was Stroud. I sent away Stroud for Kyler and London. You know, that's the kind of deal, if you're going to end up moving the 101, that you should be looking at. Otherwise, stick and pick. But it wouldn't hurt if you moved the 101 and got a Herbert, a guy we already know is a very good quarterback in the NFL, and limited some of your risk there. So absolutely be open to getting a superstar quarterback with one of those picks and value, but don't force it either. You know, if no one's willing to shop with you, don't sell the 104 for Tua, for example. Do you know what I mean? And picks, right? It's okay to shoot for the sky. You tanked, you got yourself in a good spot, and now you're building out a really, really good roster. And you have 225 firsts. He says, just got the 106 in Ayuk for the 103 and Dotson. Absolutely love it, brother. I absolutely love it. Can we give a round of applause for Landon in the chat? Congratulations, Landon. That's what we call a big-time move. It's not updating yet, but anyway, I'm sure you got that done. So congratulations. That's awesome. So now we're playing out this world where we got Ayuk. This is beautiful, man. We don't have the 104, though, but we're still going to go Daniels or May. This is perfect, beautiful, chef's kiss. We're getting Caleb, we're getting Marvin, and we'll take May or Daniels, whoever's available at the 104, and we'll still get Rome Odunze. And then we can use some of our wide receivers to build out the rest of our team if we want. Yeah, you've absolutely killed it, man. You've absolutely killed it. Stream trade. Stream trade. Everyone's saying congratulations. They love it. I'm glad I'm not the only one here. Imagine I was telling you to do a trade and then everyone's like, that's a terrible trade. You're an idiot. Get off the stage. Do me a favor. Hit that like button, gang. I got a like goal of 50 likes today. We're at 21. Help me get up to that 50 like goal, if you don't mind. But Landon, I'm going to move on to the next team. Before I do, I want to know if there's anything I haven't addressed that you want me to address, or any questions that I haven't gone over. But in short, you're absolutely competing. You can stick and pick with this team. Now that you've done the Ayuk move, you've already actually moved in and out of the draft a lot. The T. Higgins deal was a move. The Ayuk deal was a move. So you've got a ton of flexibility. You've done a very good job of pivoting around to make this roster a really, really nice roster. You should feel very good about the moves that you made so far this offseason. As far as running back, don't feel a need to really push running back just yet. You know, you've got so much time, and honestly, if you did go with scenario 2, which you already have Ayuk, but let's say you went Adunze at the 106, McConkey, Worthy at the 111, at 202. That's actually okay. Like, can we in season go out, you know, this is the last thing I'll say is like vet running backs to target if you want to compete, which I think you should. You know, Alvin Kamara comes to mind for sure. James Conner comes to mind. However, wait to trade for after draft, okay? Because if Jonathan Brooks is a Cardinal, you will not have wanted to draft James Conner, right? But some vets that can just help you kind of get over the edge right now. Your Alvin Kamara's. I think your Joe Mixon's not a bad one. I know the Joe Mixon owner had like 4 running backs that we like. Chubb is interesting, but like even like Raheem Mostert for super cheap would make a lot of sense for this team. You know, low risk trades that aren't going to cost much is the direction I'd be taking. I guess Eckler's in that conversation too. I'd say Chuba if they don't address running back. Gus Edwards. So that's a couple options that you got. It was awesome. Can I get that Word doc? Absolutely, man. I'm going to send this to you right now over in your fantasy hotline. That way you've got this. And keep in mind, this stream won't go anywhere. So bookmark this stream. All right, here we go. That is sent to you, my friend, over in the fantasy hotline. So yeah, you're killing it, man. You should feel very, very good about the team that you've built. Big congrats on that deal as well. That's huge. But all right, we are going to move on to the next team. Thank you, Landon, for the support. If you guys are watching this and you're wondering how you can get your Dynasty team reviewed, very simple. Use the promo code LAND and become a Mother Flocker member. It's just those 2 steps. Use the code LAND, become a Mother Flocker member. I put a direct link in the chat in case you want to sign up. When you sign up, not only you're getting a Dynasty team review, but you're getting our 2024 rookie report. You're getting unlimited access to our premium trade calculator. We just looked at that today, where you can use my rankings or the community or expert consensus. You get a personalized DM to us for advice. You get to be a part of our Dynasty trade show. You unlock our entire Discord. So again, if you want your Dynasty team reviewed by us on a live stream, very simple. Become a Mother Flocker member using the code LAND. When you sign up, I would suggest clicking instant access so you don't have to wait for the trial to end. But once you have signed up, click on account at the top right, link your Discord, and then you should see all of our premium Discord channels, including roster submissions, just like Landon was able to submit here. So appreciate you big time. Again, if Rides or MVRCO is watching this later, check your DMs. Just waiting to reply on you. These guys are still on trials. But the next team that is not on trial is MrBrooklyn 718. Brooklyn's in the building. I don't think we have a sleeper ID, though. Let me try and message MrBrooklyn and see if he's with us. This might be the... We might be... I just messaged Brooklyn. Let me know if you're in the chat, Brooklyn. Otherwise, we might have to move on here soon. So, anyway, anyone excited for the NBA playoffs? I know I am. Appreciate you, Landon. Appreciate you big time. Aaron Jones is also another really good name. Yeah, we should add Aaron Jones there. Aaron Jones is another good buy. If it's a third, he's only on a 1-year deal. It shouldn't cost more than that. Trax is a Celtics fan. Yeah, I'm a Thunder fan. So I think we split the season series. I think we beat y'all once. We weren't healthy and y'all dominated us. But the Celtics are a good team, man. Appreciate you, 270. That's very kind of you. It's a good community. NBA isn't lame, Joe. Come on. It's fun. You just got to watch, you know, the right teams. Philly says, that was really cool watching you work out a trade in real time. Great content. I appreciate you, man. Fantastic deal, Casey says. Ayuk over Neighbors and the 106. Flock Fantasy subscription is worth every penny. I appreciate you, man. Track says, we'll see you in the finals. Like our G League team made it to the G League finals. Yeah, I know, right? That was pretty funny. But I don't think I'm going to get a response from MrBrooklyn here. But that's okay. I can do Chase's team. Is Chase in the chat with us? Chase, it looks like your team is going to get done here, brother. You're up next, brother. MrBrooklyn, reply to me when you can. Lighthouse, A1, and Simmer are all on trials. So, oh, sorry. Brooklyn just came in. He says, my league is hosted on CBS. Okay. Well, that's totally fine. I just need more screenshots. I'll just work with what I got then here. All right, MrBrooklyn, we'll work with what we got here. Might take a lot of guessing and a lot of, you know, creativity, but... All right, so MrBrooklyn says, what up? I need some advice on how I should move forward with this upcoming draft. I'm in a 12-team, 1 quarterback, start 9, no tight end premium, full PPR league. All right, so let's get that 12-team, 1 quarterback, start 9, no tight end premium. So if it's 1 quarterback, we're rocking 2 running backs, probably rocking 2 wide receivers or 3. We're rocking 1 tight end, 2, 4, 6, 3 flex spots. Let's say it's something like that. That's probably what we're working with here. Let me ask MrBrooklyn. Okay. I came in second last year. I decided to do a soft rebuild because of my aging running back situation. I own the 104, 105, 107, and the 111, 211, 303, 305, 411, and the 511. Damn, a 5-round rookie draft in a 1 quarterback. That's pretty deep. And this year's draft and all my 25 picks plus an additional first. Love it. My roster is Stroud, Murray, Love. Damn. Wish it was SuperFlex. Running backs are Barkley, Warren, Mitchell. Okay. Wide receivers are DJ Moore, Pittman, Dell, Austin. Who is Austin? Am I tripping? Who is Austin? You mean, is Eckler? Oh, Calvin. Yes, Calvin. That makes sense. Just made a video about him. What am I even talking about? All right, so I think what's going to be best is for me to copy this over and let's do this. Let's make our lives a little easier here. Keep everything on one page. All right, now we know what we're working with. All right. Not a bad team, by the way. Pretty good team. Keaton Mitchell, I'm assuming, is who Mitchell is there. Wide receiver room could use a little oomph. Our picks. He mentioned his picks. He's got quite a few picks to play around with here. Okay. So you came in second last year. I bet you were excited about Saquon going to the Eagles. Okay, this is the official format from Brooklyn. Now that I have him here, I wonder if there's any other questions that I have. Let me just ask him any potential trades being offered right now. Okay, and we said it was a tight end premium. Non-tight end premium. Came in second. Okay, so start 9. Right now, your starting lineup would be... Let's see here. Okay. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say okay like that. What an idiot, this guy. All right, so Stroud, I definitely think we can move some of these quarterbacks. I know it's a one quarterback league, but we don't need all 3 of them. Probably Barkley, Warren. And then we got DJ Moore. We've got Pittman and Dell. Our flex is a little weak. That's where this team is really struggling at. Yeah, we have virtually no flex on this team. No flex. Zone. All right, I'll be here all week. I'm sorry. I should not. I'm sorry. No one should have been subject to listening to that. I guess Palmer. Is it the Palmer brothers? Adam Thielen, maybe? And then we can start Michael Mayer. So clearly our biggest point of need is RB2. RB2 and flex. I would say tight end is like 3rd there, but I do feel good about Mayer long term. This time last year, I was telling y'all to go buy Trey McBride. That worked out well. I think Michael Mayer is going to have a breakout sophomore season. All right, so let's work through these picks. Remember, it's a one quarterback format, so these are going to be less valuable. I would be very interested in seeing what the trade market is for some of these picks. I mean, these guys down here aren't going to be worth anything. But in the 104 in a one quarterback league, really you're looking at like Brian Thomas Jr. and you're looking at Brock Bowers. That's the most likely picks here. And that definitely helps. That definitely helps your team like straight away. Because you need help at flex. Oh, sorry, we don't have that. We're here. You definitely need help at flex. So that puts... Let's put your potential starting lineup after this scenario one. Let's break this all apart. You know, I love a good break. Give me a break of that Kit Kat bar. All right. So we got Brian Thomas Jr. now that enters the scene. And Brock Bowers becomes our #1 tight end. And then at the 107, deep wide receiver class, let's say we go Mitchell, Worthy. I would put Benson in conversation there. I certainly would. If Benson's a Cowboy in round 2, yeah. If Brooks is a Cowboy in round 2, we're not going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Y'all know we're going to talk about it. Don't play me. So instantly, let's say we went McConkey here. I mean, your lineup has drastically improved already with just 3 picks. I think the 111 is an ideal spot for running back. Benson, Brooks, whoever gets round 2 capital. Right? And if we do end up with a Benson or a Brooks, then you've built out a really nice squad there. At these picks, of course, you just go BPA. Because it's, who knows at this point. We really can't say for sure. That's not a bad little team, man. Let's talk about scenario 2, though. What could we trade the picks? Trade ideas. Let's just say trade ideas, yeah? Let's have a look at all of our options. He needs a commissioner change it to SuperFlex. Yeah, I like where he's at there too, Matt. I like where he's at there too. Yeah, Josh, does depend on your roster there. But I like where he's at there. With 104, 105, 107, 111, you can get really good pieces. But, of course, we know the hit rate isn't 100%. Guys, I am genuinely so excited for you to watch the video that's coming out on Monday, your time. I can honestly say I've never put this much effort and research and information into a Dynasty rookie draft video. I think it might be one of the best videos I've ever made. I'm excited for you guys to watch that. Monday. Monster truck rally. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I wonder if there's eggs in my head or something. I'm excited for y'all to watch that. Can I stay on track at all today? My lack of sleep. Help me. I need some water. Water break. It's time to get serious. Okay. I'm an idiot. All right, what could we get for the 104? I don't even know. Like, all right, let's look at one quarterback 104 type of values in the community right now. Again, we don't like keep trade cut. It is the most widely used source. So the 104, I guess that would be Brian Thomas Jr. or Brock Bowers. Where do they have Bowers here? So on a one quarterback, it's T. Higgins range, ETN, DJ Moore, Achan. Damn. So Achan is a range? No, okay, so it's worth more. It's worth more. That's good to know. So are we in Kyron? We're not in JT range, are we? JT Olave, is that too far off? What? Does this make any... This site is so flawed. There's no way. Okay. So are we in Olave range then? I love this site. Alright, we're about to cook up some trades for you right now. This is incredible. Oh my. How many people destroy their dynasty teams because of this site? How many must fall? How many men? How many men? Okay, we got Chris Olave available. Apparently that makes sense. Honestly, I'd take Drake London over the 104 and a one quarterback too. Do you know what I mean? Like, do I want wherever Brian Thomas Jr. goes or Brock Bowers in a non-tight end premium format? I'll take Drizzy Drake London. I know not everyone agrees with me, and clearly yesterday's tweet that shined through. There's no way you get Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown range, right? Surely that's out of the question. Out of the question, but not by far, man. Wow, that's crazy. So you're telling me if I add the 211, does this deal get done? According to Keep Trade Cut, people who use it as a Bible? Oh, I'm an idiot. Sorry. What are we doing? What are we doing? I might make myself look like an absolute fool right now. I'm gonna put Flock Fantasy's trade calculator to the test. I might make myself look like an absolute fool. I want to try this out. Please don't make me look like an idiot. Please. All right, one quarterback, two running backs, three flex, a tight end. Or two flex, tight end. And it's a 12 team, right? Full PPR. Please don't make me look like an idiot. I'm begging you, don't make me look like an idiot. Please, God. Please don't make me look like an idiot. Please don't make me look like an idiot. Please don't make me look like an idiot. Did we say late second, or was it late there? Late second. All right, please. Don't. What are we doing? What are we doing? That is why people should be using Flock Fantasy and use Zach settings. Use and abuse Keep Trade Cut. Honestly, the best way to improve your dynasty team. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. I guess we're in AJ Brown range. probably Garrett Wilson range too. But I would... Nah, would I do that? I don't know, guys. I personally think Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and Drake London should be considered in the same tier. I know not everyone's going to agree with me there. I am coming around to the idea that they should be in the same tier. But you're not telling me we're getting like Puka here, right? Like, we're not going that crazy, are we? Like, surely we're not going that far. You're fucking... Wow. You know what's funny is a lot of you guys are the problem because Keep Trade Cut itself is a good idea, but it is crowdsourced. Look at the top right of that website. 13 million data points, almost 14 million data points from the community. So technically a lot of you guys are the problem. This is so funny. I feel like I'm losing my mind. There's no way I'm about to put Jahmyr Gibbs in here. There's no way I'm about to put Jahmyr Gibbs in here. There's no way. How does this, like... How... Yeah, you absolutely are robbing them. It makes no sense to make that trade. More than 50% of your league mates use Keep Trade Cut. And they won't accept a trade unless Keep Trade Cut's telling you that you're winning. Sometimes it really is too easy. Sometimes it really is too easy. Okay, yeah, so Bijan's unattainable, though. Don't worry, guys. Oh, my God, this site. I love it. I love this site. I absolutely love this site. How much would it cost to get CD? I think they might put a premium on CD. You said Chase is probably 3 right now. Oh, he's number 1? Okay, so... Why is CeeDee Lamb wide receiver 3? Okay, doesn't matter. Different conversation. But you can get Chase. I guarantee you I put the 111 in there. They're like, yeah, that sounds great. Okay, never mind. Now I'm the fool. But don't worry. All it takes is the 303. Would I really want to go this route, though, for this team? Let me see. Honestly... Yeah. I think I would. Because that makes Dell your flex. And you still have the 105, the 107. Absolutely, I'd want to do that. Oh, wait. We did the 111, didn't we? For any of Lamb, Chase, Jefferson. It's comedy. It's comedy hour on the Dynastyland channel. What would a Monra cost? No, you're paying, guys. You're paying too much. It is the comedy hour. Welcome. All right. There, if your league uses Keep Trade Cut, MrBrooklyn. If your league uses Keep Trade Cut, you will very easily be able to build a monster with this team. You will be able to build a monster. He's a monster. Help me, Lord. Help me, Tom Cruise. I mean, to be honest, dude, there's a scenario here where I would trade every single one of these picks. If Keep Trade Cut is actually operating like this, there's a scenario where I would trade every single one of these picks. If that's the 104, what does the 105 get me? I guarantee you I can get into Chris Olave at the 105. We don't want to overpay for Amon-Ra, do we? It's a damn joke at this point. It's a damn joke. Oh, where did I go? It's sounding like the 107 could get you an Achane type of player. Am I wrong on that? Let me see. Is the 107 Achane range? I think in one quarterback they might value running backs a little bit more. You're not far off. You're not far off, brother. I bet you that 303 is going to get you across the line, or at least start conversation. Yeah, you're overpaying now. You're overpaying. Beautiful. I'm sorry, guys. I think I'm realizing how terrible this site is for one quarterback leagues. This site is pretty awful for SuperFlex. But one quarterback, it's next level bad. The best weapon in a one quarterback dynasty league is probably Keep Trade Cut. Just being 100% honest with you right now. So who else is in that Achane range then? You've got Saquon, Etienne. All those are doable, I'm assuming. Yep. Saquon, Etienne. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Kyren is there. Look, Kyren is someone I'm not personally buying right now. If I have him on my roster, I certainly wouldn't panic sell. The only thing I would say is Sean McVay every year turns late round picks into stars and super important players into his team, right? Kupp was a late round pick. Puka was a late round pick. Kyren was a late round pick. If they draft a running back in rounds 3, 4, 5, there's a scenario in which that running back takes some work from Kyren Williams. So in Superflex leagues, we've been trying to get anything 106 to 108 in one quarterback. I mean, what is Kyren worth in Keep Trade Cuts system? Is it the 106? So the 105, I think you could probably get the 104. Yeah, you should be able to get the 104 or the 103 or the 104. 104 probably for Kyren in a one quarterback league. You don't have to sell him. Depends on every team. So if that's what the 107 is going to get us, what about the 111? What kind of, like, are we in range for a Jacobs? Probably, right? In one quarterback. So you're in that range. Jacobs. You could add like the 305 there. You're in that Jacobs range. You're in James Cook range, Ken Walker. What was I trying to do? Yeah, you're in that range, apparently. Oh my gosh, if MrBrooklyn, if your league uses Keep Trade Cut, you could build a monster So why don't we play out a scenario here where we get, if we were to trade every single pick, I just realized you already have Saquon, my bad. If we were to trade away every single pick, they're all gone. All right, I want to see what kind of roster we'd put together here. And probably, which is what normally happens, it's going to be a mix of both that ends up getting you the best team. But let's say we got Chris Olave for the 104. All right, we got Chris Olave for the 104. You know what? Why don't we shoot for the moon? Actually, we got Puka Nacua for the 104 and the 111. But the 105 netted us Olave. We got Achane with the 107. And we got Jacobs with the 111. That's how our picks were spent. That's fantastic, because now we got Puka Nacua as our wide receiver 1. Dell is our flex option. We don't have McConkey. We got to remember that. We don't have McConkey here. We don't have Bowers here. We still have Michael Mayer. All right, but we got Puka. We also got Chris Olave. So Michael Pittman and Tank Dell are now our flex options, which is hilarious. Also, Warren, thanks for joining the show, but we don't need you. We got Jacobs on the bench, by the way. And we could probably use Jacobs or Achane to upgrade tight end if we wanted to. Okay. Yeah. Use and abuse, keep, trade, cut. Absolutely use and abuse it. I don't want to go too much longer on that, because the other thing I wanted to talk about is players that you could potentially trade away. Trade away one of your 3 quarterbacks. I don't care if it's Stroud, Kyler, Love. Whatever brings the most return. So Stroud right now, his value's out of control. Okay? I think it's out. Look, yesterday, SuperFlex League, I got Kyler and London for Stroud. Some people are telling me I won. Some people are telling me I didn't extract enough value for CJ Stroud. Okay? So there's all different sides of the coin here. I mean, let's look at some real trades that have happened recently for CJ Stroud. Because right now, it seems a little bananas. Let's actually only look at 1 quarterback leagues. Let's look at 1 quarterback leagues only. So someone got Christian McCaffrey, and we don't know where that first round pick is, unfortunately. Someone was able to tier up to Josh Allen. I actually don't mind that idea either for your squad. Someone got Hurts and Diggs. Someone got 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. You can't convince me this one's real. Start 7, someone got Breece Hall, Trevor, and TJ Hawkinson. But it is. But it is real. But sir, I insist. Who am I? Lamar Jackson in a first-round pick? It's out of control. It's out of control. Purdy in a first-rounder. Where are these people? Puka in a first. They need to pay for their transgressions. So, what is Stroud going to bring us according to the old keep, trade, cut? He's got pretty good value. I wonder, do we get into Laporta range here? Laporta's not far off. Can we get Stroud? Okay, let's start playing a little game here. Let's see what we can extract. I'll give you Stroud plus my 303 can you give me Laporta? I think that would be fantastic in a 1-quarterback league. Beautiful if we can get that done. How about Stroud for McBride straight up? I would do that in a 1-quarterback format. Some people might not. So apparently Stroud is worth way more. I mean, could you get like a 2025 second here? Just like as an idea, and give them your 2025 third. So there's another idea for you. Stroud plus a third for McBride plus a second. And it should be noted, guys, that every time we go live and help people with their teams, my goal is to give you as much inspiration, as many doors that you can open as possible. My goal is honestly not to tell you that any of these trades are 100% attainable, but they're all starting points. And even if you get 2 of the 20 trades done that we've talked about today, then you're going to be in a much better place with your league. It's all about helping you guide the next step, right? How about outside of that? Like, I'm wondering if like an A-Chan is like a... Okay, it's way doable. I mean, that's interesting. Like, McCaffrey's worth more. Is Taylor the sweet spot? So absolutely, if we can get a CMC, JT, then definitely any of those options I would do. CMC, JT. You know, I would even throw in a second or third to make that happen. Stroud, if we were to sell him for wide receiver, I don't know that I really believe all this is possible, but again, it's your league. Your league might say it is. It's the wide receivers we're looking at around Olave, AJ Brown. There's no way you're getting AJ Brown. I'll say that it happens in plenty of leagues, I'm sure. AJ Brown, so really like London's probably London Olave. I wish I knew what that London Olave owner had on his team, you know. Yeah, that's interesting. But I think Stroud, I'll put this in the notes. I think Stroud will bring you the highest return based on market value in the last week. But shop all options. Main idea is to improve RB2, flex, or tight end. I think we've done a good job with this team here, if I say so myself. Honestly, I started this stream being happy with the fact that you could get Brian Thomas, Brock Bowers, Mitchell Benson, and starting to fill out a roster. Then we found out if we can exploit keep, trade, cut, then that would be my #1 goal, is to trade every single pick in the first round and extract the most value via keep, trade, cut. You would have built a absolute monster of a team. And of course, we'll trade away those quarterbacks if they can yield value. But typically, I'd look at a player and I'd say, okay, we're going to sell high because I don't think this player is worth their value. Stroud's the only one. Everyone else, I think, is either undervalued or valued properly. Undervalued, Murray, Love, DJ, Dell, Mayer. Properly valued, probably Saquon, Pittman. So there's not much wiggle room there. But I think we've done a very good job. If I say so myself, I think we have absolutely killed it, as the folks would say. Y'all know the folks. I just sent this to you over in the hotline, Mr. Brooklyn. But I appreciate you big time. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you guys are watching this video and you want your team reviewed by myself, very simple, very simple. All you need to do is become a Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND. I'll put a direct link in the chat. Only 2 steps. Becoming a Mother Flocker member on the Flock Fantasy website using the code LAND. All right. I would suggest to click instant access when you are signing up so you don't have to wait for your free trial to end. But when you do sign up, go to account at the top right, link your Discord, and then you should see all of our premium Discord channels, including the roster submissions tab here. Not only do you get a roster submissions, you get to be part of our monthly Dynasty trade show. You get the fantasy hotline, which is a direct DM to us for advice. We answer questions from Sunday to Thursday every single day. From Friday to Saturday, we are with our family. You also are going to get our 2024 rookie report. All the databases, all of the articles on the website, including all of our draft guides, the 2024 rookie report. Version 3.0 is the latest. Version 4.0 will come out after the NFL draft. You also get unlimited access to our trade calculator. If you have learned anything today, I pray to God it's that Keep Trade Cut is the worst trade calculator ever known to man. And it does not properly value dynasty assets, specifically in 1 quarterback leagues. Okay? Again, you're a Mother Flocker member with the code LAND. Everything that I did today, you would have access to. And eventually, we will have the My Teams feature available. Well, it's available right now in beta. Anyone who is a Mother Flocker member with the code LAND right now can go to the My Team section and load up the beta version of it. But soon, a lot more features will be added. Andrew, I would just suggest you going back and watching that last team review because we found a huge hole in Keep Trade Cut. They do not value 1 quarterback leagues well at all. It might be the worst I've ever seen from a trade calculator. Give me a follow over on the Twitter sphere if you want to. I'll put my Twitter handle there in the chat. Matt says watching these streams and getting to watch fantasy football content after a bad day always makes it better. I love to hear that, man. That's great to hear. Like goal today was 50. We are currently 14 likes off of that. So if you're watching it and you haven't hit the like button yet, do me a favor, hit that like button. And I'm feeling generous. It's the last stream of the week. I'm going to answer 5 questions and then I'm going to call it a stream. Okay? 5 questions. 5 questions. Let me know. 5 questions and 5 questions only. First question's from Wyatt. 12-team SuperFlex rebuild. Would you trade Tua, the 204, the 208, Deuce Vaughn? I love that Deuce Vaughn's in the deal. For Trevor Lawrence and Jason. Yeah, I'd take T-Law and Jason in a heartbeat. I'd take it twice on Sundays. That's what she said. Sorry. My bad. Joe said, not a question, but nice room. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we do our best. You know, we try our best here. Any F1 fans out there? You know, we got the McLaren hoodie. No, we're rocking what we can. That bad boy right there I got for $100. $4,000 couch. Shout out to Facebook Marketplace. Okay, question 2. I don't actually know what the question was. Oh, here it is. Question 2 is from Benjamin. He says, give ETN, Reed in a third, receive DK, Kirk, Pollard in a fourth. Nothing about that trade entices me. I want ETN and Reed by a mile. He says, I think it is worth it if I get the fourth into a 207, 202. It's a 12-team SuperFlex. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think, even in my rankings, this would interest me. You said 12-team SuperFlex. Start 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. It feels like a real sell low on ETN. And you said late second. Yeah. Even if you add a late second there. So in my rankings, it feels like a real sell low on ETN there. Even with the mid-second. What about expert consensus ranking on our website? Yep, they say you're robbing them. What does the community say? The community says fair trade. So the community thinks it's fair. What does Badaki think? Badaki thinks you're robbing them. Yeah. I think it's a terrible trade. I would keep... oh, plus Pollard. My bad. Plus Pollard, it says fair trade. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I still prefer the ETN side. If you can make it the 202, I think I would really consider it. All right, Surge, this is question 3 out of 5, okay? Surge says 110 too early for a running back and one quarterback. No, absolutely not. Surge, I'd encourage you. In fact, I'd implore you, Surge. Why am I so extra today? We released a one quarterback mock 2 days ago, and we talked specifically about running backs in the first round. So go watch that on our channel. I'll put a direct link in the chat. But no, I don't think the 111 is a bad range at all. I think they're in range 106 onwards. Question 4 from Seif says, will the 102 or Gibbs in a one quarterback league? So really, I know who Gibbs is, but you're asking the guy who has Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. in the same tier to give up Malik Neighbors for Jahmyr Gibbs. Man, that's really close. It's going to be team dependent. It's going to be team dependent. I can't give you a good answer right now. It's going to depend on where Malik Neighbors goes. If Malik Neighbors is a Cardinal, if he's a Charger, game over. Give me Malik Neighbors. It's not that close, actually. But if Malik ends up in Chicago, I'd probably end up leaning the Gibbs side there. All right, and the last question is from Chris Angel. Draft Marvin with the 101 and package the 107 for a quarterback, or Williams at the 101 and package the 107 for DJ Moore. Yeah, I'd go Williams and DJ Moore. Williams and DJ Moore. We love DJ Moore in this channel. So that's what I would do. That's it, guys. Hit the like button. I appreciate you. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your night. And, you know, if you want your team reviewed, y'all know how to get that done by now. But yeah, all love.